We're now joined by two members of our race-winning team. We have crew chief Paul Wolfe and vice chairman of Team Penske, Walter Czarnecki.
You'll get it, don't
Congratulations, gentlemen. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Please raise your hand and state your affiliation. We'll start right here with Brendan and then go over to Bob.
Hey, Paul. Brendan Marks from the Charlotte Observer. Congratulations, first off. Everyone was talking about that final pit stop. What was going through your head knowing that everyone was coming down, knowing how close it was, and how that was likely going to end up determining the race, sort of?
Well, it's kind of an up and down night on pit road. You know, we had some good stops. We had some where we lost positions, but, you know, honestly, we were just hoping to have a good stop and maintain where we were at. You know, we had it's a long race, and we ran top 5 most all night there, and it was just really, I was hoping to at least maintain, and when the guys got us off pit road first, I was like, all right, we got a shot at this now. I knew we were fast enough. If we had the clean air, then likely we would go on our way, and that's exactly what happened. So just can't say enough about the pit crew on the Miller Lite team. I mean, we've had an up and down year on pit road. We continue to try to work on that and be better. We did some different things tonight, and we're still learning, but it's a good bit of confidence for those guys in going into the playoffs here.
We'll go ahead to Bob.
Bob Hackers, ESPN. Paul, besides playoff points, what's the difference going into the playoffs, having won a race in the regular season versus not having won?
Well, Bob, it's been a tough year. You know, we've won a race by now, and you start to feel that season coming to an end. And yeah, we were kind of locked into the playoffs on points, but you know, most of us that I'm aware of on this team are here to win races. You know, that's why we do this. That's why we get up every day and go to work, is to win races, whether we're in the playoffs or not. It's all about winning races and contending for a championship. So couldn't come at a better time right before the playoffs. It never hurts. You know, gets everyone's confidence up and know that you know, we can do this and get back to victory lane. I'm not going to say we were the best car tonight, but we were a top 5 car, and like I told Brad before the race started, you know, let's work on this all night, and we'll put ourselves in position at the end, and that's exactly what we did. And the pit crew executed, and we put ourselves in position, and Brad did his job on the restart, and which is great. And hats off to everyone at Team Penske. It's like I said, it's been a tough year for us. We don't have a lot of wins, but everyone continues to work, and I think those results show tonight.
We'll go ahead to Dustin, then in the back to Jerry and John, and we'll make our way down here.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Paul, how has this year challenged you compared to other years? And how, you know, for a team that's expected to win and you're seeing another Ford car dominate a lot of times, how have you guys pushed forward or kept things together without it breaking you apart?
I think, you know, one of the things that helps is, you know, the chemistry between the core group on this team. You know, we've been together for a long time. We've been through a lot of ups and downs. And I think we all have a lot of confidence in one another. And, yeah, the Fords have been strong all year. The Stewart-Haas cars have been good, and we know we've been behind a little bit. But you got to take the positives out of every weekend and try to build off of those and learn where you can. And, you know, we've still got work to do. We know that. But I think tonight was a good confidence booster, like I said, and, you know, give everyone a little motivation here as we get ready to go into the playoffs here in a couple weeks.
Go ahead to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net, PRN back here in the back. Paul, I walked by the pits, so I was curious. I saw you guys had at least one set, maybe another, of tires. We'd heard tire issues, you know, wear all weekend. You know, this was a gritty track, et cetera. Did y'all try any strategies, or was there any? Y'all were okay?
Yeah, the way we had a lot of you know, longer runs at the beginning of the race, and it kind of set us up where I still don't know exactly, but I believe we still had three sets laying towards the end. So we didn't have a lot of you know, quick cautions where we'd burn up tires till the very end there. Where we'd only run, you know, 4 or 5 laps when we got the caution, but we had run such long runs early in the race that tires never really became anything in the strategy as maybe we've seen in the past. We had plenty of tires.
We'll go to John, and then over here, and then back to Jacob.
John Harverland, ESPN Albuquerque. Paul, you mentioned a few moments ago that you did something different tonight on pit row with the pit crew, so could you explain what that was, maybe?
Well, I mean, I think, with one less guy on pit road this year, we've seen a lot of different styles or choreography from different teams, and there's a few different ways to do it. And I think you got to look at the strength and weaknesses of all your guys going over the wall now and decide how you want to, make your plays there. And if you watch close enough, you'd probably see a difference, but I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot.
Mike Massey with FrontStretch.com. Paul, you're always kind of the contrarian when it comes to pit strategy. You were working out some short pits, then you do one where you kind of ran with Larson a little bit, and then you had that lucky break where, it's you and two other guys on lead lap. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we, the engineers that work with me, we try to do the best we can at taking all the information we have and trying to make the best decision we can. Sometimes it's always going to be a little bit of a gamble, but you try to be smart about it. And that scenario at the end, we felt like, the stopping one less time than some of those guys did was gonna be the way to go. And it's less chance of the caution coming out and getting behind like it potentially did for some of those guys that had pitted an extra time. So. Yeah, it's sometimes you're on the winning side of that, sometimes you're on the losing, but just try to make the best decisions we can with all the information we have, and it seemed to work out all right for us tonight.
We'll go ahead to Jacob, then Deb, and then Jim.
Jacob Seelman, Speed Sport Magazine. Walt, you've been around this with Roger about as long as there's been a Team Penske, and it had been a long, long, long time since a Penske car had gone to victory lane here at Darlington. For the organization, what is a night like this to break back through 1-2 finish and Brad carrying Rusty's colors, no less? What does that mean to the entire organization?
It's a special night for Team Penske. I mean, first of all, for Brad to get his first win of the year, we knew we had good cars here tonight. I wasn't really expecting 1-2. I felt, as Paul said, we probably had some top 5 cars. So then to finish 1-2 and then to do it at the Southern 500, to your point, we won here in 1975 in the Coca-Cola Matador with Bobby Allison. So it's been a long, dry spell. It's really huge for the organization. Some of you may know that we're approaching our 500th overall win, and this was win number 498. This would have been a great spot to get number 500, but I can tell you I've been in touch with Roger. He was in Portland today for the IndyCar race, was in transit back, and he's about as excited as he can be, so as we approach that. But to win here tonight after 43 years is really special. Thank you.
We'll go ahead to Deb and then to Jim.
Deb Williams, RacingToday.com. To kind of follow up on that, because probably most people in here don't even remember the American Motors Matador that you won with Bobby Allison here. Did you kind of look at Darlington as maybe your Achilles heel, but with what Paul said, it being a difficult season this year, you've gotten past this one now, and how do you think that will affect the team as well?
Deb, I saw it with both. I saw it with all 3 of our teams here after the race. It was just an uplifting experience for everybody, and so have that momentum going into Indianapolis, which is also a special race for us, and then the playoffs beginning. I think it's really been a boost for everybody. So and we know this team's been close. They almost won 1 or 2 races earlier in the year. Other guys have been close, but again, to win this one, this could be a tipping point for us. Thanks.
Go down here to Jim.
Jim Utter, Motorsport.com. For Walt, on a throwback weekend in NASCAR, is there anything more appropriate for Team Penske than to be celebrating a win in victory lane with Rusty Wallace?
Rusty and I had a nice conversation before the start of the race, and for him to come to victory lane afterward and celebrate with Brad and Paul and the team was really special. He was as excited as I've ever seen him. In fact, I was telling someone earlier tonight, when Bobby won in 75, I think the closest we came to winning a Southern 500 since then was Rusty, and I think it was 92 or 93, and I believe he finished 3rd. Other than that, we really haven't had much success here. So to have Rusty be here with us tonight, Jim, was that that really that just kind of put the cherry on the ice cream sundae.
Are there any additional questions? Anything in the press box? All right, gentlemen. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks.